Stephen Howson, Full-Time Devils. Andy Tate's with me. We're outside Old Trafford. This is the Full-Time Review where we cover everything that Manchester United have done in their game this weekend. So, Andy, let's talk about the game this weekend then. Now, you guys on Twitter voted Zlatan as man of the match this weekend, and I actually don't agree. I know that he got 2 goals, extremely clinical, love what he's doing, but for me, Paul Pogba was man of the match. I've seen your fan cam, you've given it 2.
I give it to Fellaini, Sideshow Bob, aka. I thought he really had a good game. He's played the first 2 games really well after his mistake in the Charity Shield, and he's positive. He's winning balls, tackling well, and he's sort of like he's sort of feeding off Pogba. Pogba really played well, but in my opinion, Fellaini was man of the match, and I've always slated him. Now, he's got to get on side, and he's doing it, and you can't fault him for that. And if he carries on doing it, he will be a part of the team.
Well, I've slagged Fellaini quite a bit as well, and I think the difference that we're seeing with the Fellaini under Mourinho and the Fellaini that we saw under Louis van Gaal and David Moyes, in fact we didn't really see him under David Moyes actually, is the positional discipline of him. Under those other managers, he was played in and around the number 10 area, in and around the box, and he gets in the way. He doesn't have the dexterity to be able and the agility to be able to move as a number 10. When you play him deep, when he can see the game, when the game's in front of him, and he just sits in front of that back 4 like a shield, he's doing a fantastic job. If this is how Marouane Fellaini's going to be deployed, I've got no issue with him being in the starting 11, let alone the squad. If it's going to revert back to type and we're going to try and play him off the striker, then I don't understand why Zlatan, for what I didn't think he was man of the match, but what he does show us is that he gets on the end of stuff. You put things into the box, and that's why we're putting so many crosses into the box, because Zlatan gets on the end of him. Another cross, another goal. Zlatan takes his penalty coolly. How well is he taking to English football?
Oh, he took at it like a duck to water. Like I say, it's not arrogance, it's confidence. The guy's a title winner in each of his respective leagues, and he's an international retired with Sweden this year. He knows his football. He's an all-out clinical striker, a bit like Van Nistelrooy. Like I say, Cantona-esque about him. He knows where he can be quiet and he can just pull some out of nothing.
I think the physical side of the game does not intimidate him in the slightest. I think he's more than a match for anything physical. And I do have to touch a bit more on Paul Pogba, because Paul Pogba got the crowd on his feet, didn't he, Friday night? That was all he was doing. Everything he did, there was magical little turns of the ball. There was times that he does exactly what I want midfielders to do, to pick the ball up and to move it into that final third and to create chances, and he was doing that. He had loads of little touches and turns. He had loads of times where he's shown his strength, which he's going to need in this league. People come towards him, he was going in hard on him, and he just held them off. That's the benefit of having not only just a skilled midfielder, but an absolute unit, which is what Paul Pogba is. So, absolutely, tons of positives. Now, Southampton didn't put up a great deal of fight. They've lost Mane, they've lost Pele, they've lost Wanyama. They're not what they were, but it's still another clinical performance, and Jose Mourinho is bringing back the confidence to Old Trafford. There was at no point during that game that I thought, do you know what, we're going to struggle here. Not one. The whole game I thought, I'm confident, and we go now to Hull at the weekend. They're 2-2 as well. Someone's has got to go. Hopefully it's not ours. Anyway, before we get further into the match, we don't want to go too bananas on it. We've got Squawker Dave. This time he sent a video, so go check this out.
It's been a long summer, guys. I've missed the football. I've missed Manchester United. But it's back. It's the 3-point review. Let's get pumped, let's get hyped, and let's get into it. I think there's only one place to start here. Number 1 is going to be about Paul Pogba and his second debut at Manchester United. Paul Pogba was absolutely brilliant against Southampton. Man United have been dying out for a player of Paul Pogba's quality in central midfield for maybe 4, maybe 5 years, but I really feel he is the man to take this midfield to the next level. He was absolutely brilliant. He played 4 roles for me in a single game. He shuttled very well. He tackled. He intercepted the ball. He played the playmaking role. He completed more passes than any other Manchester United player. He got shots away. He was trying to score goals. But quite interesting as well is his ability to go past a man. I mentioned it before, Pogba joining from watching a lot of Juventus, but he's so good at beating his man with skill, with his strength and with his pace. And we saw that against Southampton. He completed 8 dribbles against Southampton, more than any other player on the pitch. But it was brilliant. It was refreshing to see a player of Pogba's quality in a Manchester United shirt, being everything, being it all, putting in a real complete midfield performance for his second debut. I am massively hyped about Paul Pogba. I think he's going to be brilliant for United. I think he will win the Ballon d'Or at Old Trafford, and that was a very, very good way to start. All his performance lacked was an assist or a goal, but apart from that, it was brilliant. Created 2 chances, had 3 shots on goal, 3 tackles, 5 interceptions, completed his 8 dribbles and 67 passes. Brilliant display. Keep it up, Paul. On to number 2. If we're going to talk about Paul Pogba, we can't ignore Marouane Fellaini because he played the perfect foil role for Paul Pogba. He kept his position so well. With Paul Pogba, because he is quite an explosive footballer, he does sort of, drift into certain areas. Defensively, he needs someone next to him that's going to hold, and that's what Marouane Fellaini did so well. We've seen him play a few different roles this season for Mourinho, and tactically he's got it right every single time. Against Bournemouth, he played more of an attacking role, getting a bit further forward, getting into the final third and trying to make things happen there. But against Southampton, he played that defensive midfield role, kept it so simple in possession. Defensively, he was very strong, recycled the ball very well. What I liked about his pass selection is he kept on trying to go to Paul Pogba. 9 out of his 39 passes, that's 23% of his passes, went to Paul Pogba. And that's all I want to see with someone sitting next to Pogba, is just giving him those short passes and getting him on the ball. But in a defensive sense, quite interestingly, he was protecting Daley Blind whenever the ball went aerially. 3 out of his 4 aerial duels that he won came in a position, that left centre-back position, that you'd expect Daley Blind to be going up and winning those duels. But Fellaini drifted over, covered Blind and dominated Southampton in that sort of sense aerially. So it was tactically perfect from Marouane Fellaini again, and he has been brilliant. The comments with Mourinho talking about how his second day rang up Marouane Fellaini, ignore the press, you are in my first team plans, and Mourinho's used Mourinho's used Fellaini brilliantly. What else do you want from the big Belgian midfielder? That haircut's obviously done a lot for him. More confident blonde. Keep it up, Marouane. But finally, number 3, it's got to be about Zlatan Ibrahimovic. He's our Swedish hero, and so far for Manchester United, he's been brilliant. He's been so clinical in the penalty area. In the Premier League, he's had 5 shots and scored 3 goals. 60% chance conversion. That's up there with Marcus Rashford's crazy record of last season, where everything he touched just seemed to turn to gold. Zlatan has been doing it consistently for about 2 years now. I mentioned before on my scouting report, on Dave Talks before, that Zlatan has become this clinical striker, and he's really showing that for Manchester United, just putting the ball in the back of the net. But also in a defensive sense, he's working very hard. Again, defensively, I thought he was brilliant. He's putting in the work rate of like a 20-year-old. He's really working very hard. He attempted 4 tackles against Southampton, winning only 1 of them and conceding a foul and losing the 2. But it's about him putting himself about him, pressurising the opposition, but also nicking the ball in decent areas. When Zlatan fancies it, he will make an interception, will get United going forward. But it's incredible that a player of his age, of his reputation, he could be sitting up front and just be waiting for the ball to come to him, but he is putting in a big shift, like Juan Mata, who also put in a very good defensive performance against Southampton. But Zlatan, brilliant signing on a free from PSG. He cost us 0. What more do you want in a striker? Perfect stuff. And his relationship with Rooney is improving, like the RVP Rooney relationship took a bit of time to get going, but finally it is now. But anyway, great performance from Manchester United. A great start, 2 wins out of 2. They've got to get through their next game, and then the big one against Manchester City. But at the moment, I feel like United are in a really good place to play Manchester City and to beat them. But anyway, I've been Dave on Full Time Devils. Make sure you go over on YouTube, over to Dave Talks, to go and check out my other content. It's a lot of fun over there. But anyway, till next week, guys. See you later.
Cheers for that, Dave. As always, an analytical overview and an insight into the deeper, drilled down stats that sometimes are very, very important into a game. Now, Andy, you didn't think that defensively we was that sound on Friday night?
Yeah, it was just the last few minutes, on the first couple of minutes of the second half. My dad picked up on it. Mourinho said we're defensively sound. We was on a large part of the game. But they had disallowed goal, and they had a couple of chances near the end. We just looked a little bit dodgy. Well, it was a little bit of pressure from Southampton. You're going to expect that when they're 2-0 down. But that's the only negative thing I can think of, because apart from that, we were totally in control, totally superior, and it was a great night with attacking football.
It's another game we won by 2 clear goals. So if
another clean sheet.
If it's 4-2, 5-3 every single week, I'm not bothered. Anyway, this is the lads from United on YouTube. Check this out.
What a performance. Pogba played really well. How can you forget about Paul Pogba? What a player.
Really am excited at Old Trafford now. The fear factor will hopefully be coming back to Manchester United this season.
I'm just going to quickly talk about what impressed me the most on Paul Pogba's debut. So first, his determination and work rate. When we lose the ball, we can clearly see that he wants to join the defence. He's a box-to-box midfielder, as we know. But the way he gets back and cuts back to the defence is spectacular. He sprints there, he tries to stop them from scoring. He does everything in his mind to try to stop the opposition from scoring.
Paul Pogba, a huge impact straight away. It shows why we paid so much for him to come, get him back here to Old Trafford.
Marouane Fellaini is having a good start to the season, which is pretty shocking considering the fact that news outlets everywhere suggested that he was going to be sold by Jose Mourinho. Marouane Fellaini would be one of those names that deserves to be on there based on merit and based on form so far.
All about two men, Zlatan and Paul Pogba. Zlatan Ibrahimovic, the Swedish hero, grabbed 2 goals, a thunderous header, a pinpoint penalty kick, continues his fine scoring record in the league, and Paul Pogba recovered from an awful first touch to have one of the most dominant midfield performances I have seen in a United shirt.
Good start off our home campaign with a win, and hopefully we can carry on from this. Bailey and Blind look good again at the back. Shaw, Valencia superb. De Gea nothing to do. 2-0. Happy days.
Also, Fellaini putting in a decent shift for Manchester United, looking a lot better under Jose Mourinho, which I never thought I would say, than under previous managers Moyes and Van Gaal.
Then when we get the ball, he goes forward quickly. He's like the best midfielder in my eyes in the world at the moment. When he gets the ball, he goes quickly, does his skills, gets past players, tries some shots. Doesn't matter if he doesn't score on his debut. He did have a great debut, and that's what we like about Paul Pogba.
I think it's somebody like Ander Herrera and Morgan Schneiderlin that deserves to be alongside Paul Pogba. Not for the combative reasons of Marouane Fellaini, but for the purpose of shaping ourselves up in like an inverted midfield.
Never been more excited for a new league season, and I'm really pumped up for this one. So make sure you subscribe to Full Time Devils on YouTube, and if you like, head over to my channel at the MU Review.
Hopefully the future is looking bright for Manchester United this season. 2 wins out of 2 in the Premier League, and Zlatan Ibrahimovic can't stop scoring. Hopefully we can continue this great run.
He is, balanced. When people try tackling him, he doesn't go down quickly. He skills through players. He's the most decorative midfielder ever, and that's what I think.
Come on, United.
But we'll have to wait and see what Jose Mourinho does with the squad. What do you guys think? Make sure you guys get your comment in the comment section below, and thank you guys for watching.
Thanks to them guys for getting involved. Loads of new faces. That's awesome to see, because that's all we want to do is give loads of exposure to loads of Manchester United YouTube channels wherever they are. Now, if you want to get involved, hit the description below, find the details, and send us a review after the whole game, 30 seconds or so, and you can be in next week's United on YouTube. Now, that's them guys from United on YouTube. Here are the 3 reviews from social media. Right, some absolutely banging 3-word reviews. The creativity in the 3-word reviews is immense. However, not as creative as this. This is our moment of the week. This is Terry, and Wayne Rooney is a toaster.
So you get a toaster, right, at home, and then you get a good toaster. It says it's a 4-slicer, but it's a 2-slicer at home, but you want to keep putting it in the 2-slicer. You don't do it, do you?
So basically Rooney is a toaster.
Yes.
I have no idea. Anyway, thank you for you guys for getting involved. Thanks for your 3-word reviews. Thanks to Andy for joining us. Thank you to all the lads in United on YouTube. Thank you for you guys for watching. Now, I've got a request for you. I need you to smash that subscribe button, because I can almost smell 300,000 subscribers. What a number. What an unbelievable number that is. So hit that subscribe button. We're about, a couple of weeks away, and your help really matters. So get some comments in the description. Smash that subscribe button. Give us a big fat like, and we'll see you next week. Laters.
Oh, it's a good start, really good start. The players are playing with a smile. They're actually enjoying the football. The crowd's up for it.